So with our handsome Mr. T, I wanted to work on a little bit of some focus work on me. So for a lot of times, there might be moments where the environment can be very trying for your pups. I would recommend to start practicing these skills before you need them, just like with our other skill set. So if let's say you were working on focus on you, I'd recommend to make it first in the beginning. You might do name recognition. So I know Mr. T is very good with his name recognition. Ebba's here is our helpful distraction. So we're going to send Mr. T away for a snack. And then from there, I would go, Teddy, yes. And this is a great way to, again, build up that name recognition. I call it name cookie on the document. So again, you would send them away for another little snack. And this is where, again, remember those find it's. Teddy can be a really great beginning stage to your base. So remember how I mentioned it's very similar to like your ABCs, and eventually we build into, of course, going from there into more advanced skill sets. So again, we're going to do another little find it. He's doing a good job. Teddy, yes. And again, I feed Mr. T for that lovely name recognition. He's doing a very good job. Ready? Find it. So as Mr. T is working in and out of this environment, if let's say there's a moment where I don't get to say his name fast enough, but he comes and makes his way back to me, feed them for that. So very nice job. So when it comes to, again, now getting some of this name recognition under his belt, you would then be able to use his name as sometimes a way to get his attention back on you. But be careful that when you're using his name, you're not pairing it with something bad. So I know a lot of times for us as people, we would go, hey, you, knock it off, and we might even be a little gruffer than that. The problem with that is now their name association could be, hey, you, and it could be something negative. So again, Teddy, yes. So we don't want to go, get upset and go in his name sort of with a scolding tone. Teddy, yes. And right there, I did throw in that little positive interrupter as well, little kissy noise. That could be its own separate little skill, which we've dived into a little earlier. So again, with Mr. T, Ebba, can you move over again? You're right in the middle. There we go. It's okay. So let's say Mr. T has been doing a really great job with some of this name recognition. Oh, he said he didn't see where that one went. We'll throw another one for him. He's off in the distance grabbing one from prior. So ready? Teddy. Yes, nice job. So we'll feed Mr. T for that lovely name recognition. Now you could go into going into looks or watch me or focus, eyes. There's a lot of different slogans for getting eye contact. So I like to go ahead and I normally say look, but again, if you have a different slogan, use that one. So again, I might go again. If your puppy's distracted, I like to go to their nose in the beginning, get their focus. Then I might go, ready? Teddy, look. And then yes to feed. So in the beginning, remember, just with most of our skills, we're going to do short and sweet for greater success. Ebba, would you want to try some of these, or you don't want to touch the snackies right now? No? Okay. So let's say, again, he's right here. We're going to go into a little look, and then yes to feed. So in the beginning, the food, like I mentioned prior, could be the thing that's helping create the response or the behavior from the puppy. As they become more focused and more comfortable, then you'd go ahead and feed after. So the food wouldn't be presented first, but instead after the behavior. Oh, is that your friend, Mr. Teddy? Oh, that's very nice. So he's like, you smell delicious. Hold still so I can smell you. So obviously he's getting some lovies for a second, which is fine. But then I might get his attention. So I'm just going to steal him from you for a second, okay, Ebba? So Teddy. He's like, no, this is much better. So Teddy's getting some lovies. So obviously if you do call and your puppy is very distracted, you may need to go to them. Ebba, can I steal Mr. T for a second? And then pull him away from the distraction. I know. We can give him more lovies in just a second. I want to work a little bit more with this eye contact, okay? So can you give Mr. T a little breather? Oh my gosh, he wants to love you some more. Okay. Well, obviously, there will be moments where we might have instead snuggle time. And this does not mean that your puppy is on purpose trying to ignore you. But remember that if you are pretty certain, like let's say 80 to 90% certain that they're going to respond to the cue you're asking, go ahead and try. If, though, you're pretty certain they're going to be non-responsive, nice check-in, sir, then your puppy might get in the rhythm of hearing the cue word and, again, losing the meaning behind the word. So we might go, Teddy, get his attention to come check back in. Nice. But Ebba, if you're going to say, you have to then feed him or love him for when he checks in, okay? So Mr. T says, I'm wandering away again. So if, let's say, we're going to work a little bit with these eye contact moments, oh, that's very nice. They're, of course, getting some snuggles again. So, but Ebba, let mommy have just one more little moment. I want to finish up some more eye contact practice for Mr. T, okay? He's very handsome. Teddy. He's like, but the lady's touching me. Ready? Come. So Hippo, let him go for a second. Thank you. I know he's very cute. Ready? So with working some of these eye contact moments, he's just finding all the little find-its from earlier. So I would, in the beginning, go to the puppy's nose if you don't have their focus. Oh, Ebba, can you move over a little bit? So let's say my puppy was not at all focused on me. I'm going to go right to his little sniffer, then get his attention on the snack, up to my eyes, look, and then yes to feed. Remember, hey, Ebba, leave the snacks on the floor, okay? He'll find them eventually. So when you're doing these behaviors, you're in the beginning luring the puppy, but eventually the lure, again, is going to get faded out as soon as you can. And then you're going to simply go ahead. So ready, Teddy? So I'm going to bring him into me. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get ready, Teddy. Look. And then if I lose him because Ebba's doing something off the distance, I might regain his attention. Oh, she's going to maybe go grab a drink of water. So ready, Teddy? Look. And then yes to feed. So if in the beginning you're hunching over because he's a bit of a shorter gentleman, that's perfectly fine. I would start to, Ebba, did you close the gate? Okay. See if Teddy can come back in with us, okay? Here, I'll go see if I can get him. Ready, Teddy? Thank you, Ebba. Ready? Teddy, come. Okay, that's fine. Ready? Pick what up? Oh, sure. Oh, Ebba's asking, in the puppy play group on Tuesdays, one of the puppies lost a puppy tooth, and I found it on the floor. So Ebba's been very intrigued by the little canine tooth that has fallen out of a puppy's mouth. So when working with some of these look behaviors or watch me or focus, remember in the beginning you might use the food to create the behavior. You want to fade out that lure as quickly as you can, which means that when you're working it, you'd ask for your look or watch me. You can eventually even fade out the hand signal and just do a verbal cue. But in the beginning, your puppies are very much so visual learners. So giving the visual to give eyes can be helpful. Teddy. He says, no, I really like what the wild woman has. And of course, he might think you have a snack when it's technically just a little tooth. Ready? So if I lose Mr. T, I'm going to bring him into my space. Nice job, Teddy. Good job. And feed for that little response. So we had the look behavior. We have the name cookie. So toss the snack, get him to check in with his name. So again, you could go again and work through those two. There is another option of working, for example, with your puppy on also the two-hand cookie game. So this one, if you've never done, don't worry. So the two-hand cookie game, and I'll explain, and then I'll do it with Mr. T in a second. It's going to consist of having some snacks in each one of your hands. Oh, Ebba, can you leave that there? Because that tells me where I can go. Thank you. So I put little markers out because sometimes I noticed I was getting out of camera range at times. And again, I'm new to the lovely camera scenario. So bear with me when sometimes my filming is not the most amazing. Because when the tooth falls out, it gets a little bit bloody. And that's okay. It just means that it fell out, and that's where it was living before in the mouth, and then another tooth comes out. So, ready? So with Mr. T, with the two-hand cookie game, what you're going to do is you're going to load up with a couple snacks. That's okay. Just don't drop it, okay? So I have a few snacks. Okay, pick it up so he doesn't eat it by accident. There are many times, though, that your puppies will ingest their puppy teeth and nothing bad is going to happen. But sometimes they're reabsorbing the calcium without realizing it. Other times they don't even realize that they have a tooth that fell out and they're chomping and all of a sudden they just swallow it. So a lot of times your puppy teeth, you don't tend to find them because the puppies have at times consumed them. So I'm going to bring Mr. T just so you can see him better. I've got snacks on both sides. I'm going to show him the snacks. And then what I'm going to do is hold my snacks to the side, and when Mr. T gives me eye contact, I'm going to feed him for that. So again, he's very quick on this game. Some puppies would be jumping or looking to, for example, at your hands only. So when Mr. T gives me eyes, yes, and feed. So what this game consists of, and if he gets a little confused, don't worry. But what you're trying to do is anytime your puppy gives you eyes without you asking for it, you feed them one of those snacks. So in the beginning, you sometimes will get other behaviors like jumping or a sit, or you might even get another behavior like a down. What you're trying to do is just feed for your pup for when they give you eye contact. You're not asking for it, so you're not cueing him to check in with his name or a kissy noise or even a look behavior. He just went to go get a little drink. So when you're working with the two-hand cookie game, first step is you have, drop the snack, but you'd have your snacks loaded. You're gonna go ahead and show them to your beauty's little nose, hold them off to the sides, and when Mr. T locks on your face with his eyeballs, feed him one of those snacks. So right now, he's learning that no matter what the snack lady's arms are up to, when you give eye contact, good things happen. Yes, but it's fine, Ebba. So now as he's working this setup, ready, Teddy? You could then eventually, ready? He's like, lady, I smell so many good smells. So if, let's say he's a little distracted, there could be a snack that actually went behind the door. Do you want to go check it? Is there a snack that we lost in the crack? No, I don't see one. So if, for example, Mr. T does a great job with the setup with your hands to the sides, the next step would be to put one hand behind your back, maybe both behind your back, and you're waiting for them to look up at you, and when they lock eyes, feed him one of those snacks. So let's say again, I'm going to show him what I have, hold it behind my back, and now I'm going to see if Mr. T will go ahead, yes, and give me eye contact. So those moments where he checks in, yes, and I feed him one of those little crumbs for giving those eyes. So again, we're just going to wait it out. Right there, yes. If that's going amazing, the third and more difficult step is to go ahead and take your snacks, show them to your puppy again, just to engage them with the behavior or the skill set. And then from there, you're going to put them up towards your chest and turn away from your puppy. What you're hoping your babe will do is turn to find the front of your body and then lock in on your eyes again to give eye contact. So ready, Teddy? He says he's getting very tired and he's getting more distracted by the environment. Ready? Come. Good job, sir. Yes, nice work. So let's say again, I'm going to show Mr. T what I have to offer. I'm going to bring it to my chest. I'm going to turn away from him. I'm going to see if Mr. T can come find the front of my body. If you tend to have a puppy that gets stuck on your backside and they don't quite know what to do, you can help them in the beginning, lure them to the front of your body, and then what you're hoping they'll do is from here, yes, lock and load on those eyes and feed for that response. So I'm going to try again. I'm going to grab a few more little tidbits, see if he can figure it out once more. So again, I'm going to show him what I have. So again, some nice little snacks to offer him. He says, maybe I'd rather go outside. I know he's more of an outdoor man, even in the chilly cold factor. Ready? Teddy, come. So if, again, let's say our response is a little bit slow, no big deal. But let's say I'm going to go to him and see if I can get his attention. Teddy, come. Nice job. So if you ever don't get your puppy's focus, try to help them from the secondary position, which might be a little bit closer. And if they were far gone from there, just start again and maybe reboot them by bringing them to a softer environment. Hey, Ebba, can you leave my markers alone again? Because if they move, Mommy won't know where to go. Okay? Thank you, my lovey. So Mr. T now is hearing a train. Yes. So sometimes as there's external things going on in the environment, so my neighbors have some drilling or some noises, there's the train going by. So at certain points, Mr. T might get more, again, distracted or lost in the environment. If you find that is happening, don't worry, but sometimes feed him for being, again, noticing the distractions. We'll go outside in just a second, my handsome guy. He's like, I need to go for another potty break. So with Mr. T, if sometimes you can pair something beneficial like a food reinforcement with the funny noise. Ready? Teddy, we're going to go out in just one sec. Ready? We'll do a little find it, get him off and away from the door for just a moment. Is sometimes what you're trying to do is pair something beneficial with the weird noise that was the train, but still within his comfort range. So if we were losing him, we were shutting down, he wasn't taking food, he was non-responsive, then showing him train noises at that level is just too hard. So, but we'll sneak Mr. Handsome out for a quick little potty, and then we'll come back to working a few more skills because he says, lady, we gotta go.